I know a few good stories. They take place in a corner of America that might seem familiar, yet still manages to surprise. The settings are spectacular, the characters compelling, the action exciting, the plot lines unpredictable. I'm Tom Richardson. Join me as I explore New England's great outdoors, from Candlewood Lake, Connecticut to Caribou, Maine, from the beaches of Cape Cod to the peaks of New Hampshire's White Mountains. The stories are waiting. Let's live them on Explore New England. Explore New England is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Some say the traditional Maine sporting camp is a thing of the past, that modern anglers and hunters no longer seek the kind of rustic, isolated experience offered by these primitive places. They hold that today's sportsmen and women demand access to coffee shops, boutiques, upscale restaurants, the internet. While it's true that many sporting camps have either been sold or rebranded as family-friendly resorts boasting high-end amenities and services, there remain a few holdouts, classic camps with basic accommodations where one can still unplug amid stunning natural beauty and wildlife. And of course, there's the access to some of the country's best fishing and hunting these camps continue to provide. On the shores of Lower Richardson Lake, at the headwaters of the famed Rapid River, Lakewood Camps will make you feel as if you've stepped back in time to the days of Winslow Homer, Theodore Gordon, and Cornelia Flyrod Crosby. Built in the 1850s as a logging outpost, the camp began to attract sportsmen in the late 1800s as wealthy Americans acquired more leisure time and sought out wilderness areas away from expanding cities, and ways to connect with their pioneer forebears. The camp has had several owners over the years, but the main lodge and cabins haven't changed much, and neither has the fishing.
So from what I know, Lakewood Camps, one of the oldest sporting camps in the country, one of the oldest, if not the oldest, that's been operational since its conception. And from what I've been told and what we've been able to conclude based off some of the artwork that's been around, that was around 1853 when it was originally founded. Now it's changed hands quite a bit over the centuries, but most of the place has stayed the same. It still caters to the same type of clientele, and it's a great place. It really is a great place to be. And these camps came about to be out of demand for loggers. They needed a place to stay when they were coming out and spending all day cutting down trees. And then over time it grew into more than just a logging camp, more than just lodging for those loggers. It grew into fishing. Folks started to realize that the Rapid River was this rich body of some of the best native brook trout in the country, well, lower 48 that is. Yeah, so within our main lodge and kind of scattered around the property, we've got all sorts of, old-timey taxidermy, things that are, grandfathered in, such as loons, razor bills, etc. We've also got, some antique clocks that will kind of hint at, the history of the place. Everywhere you look, you'll see a little bit of history. Whether it's the dining room, the main lodge, even some of the cabins that we have, there's all, little unique bits and pieces of history within them.
Of course, the main reason most people visit Lakewood is to access the world-class fishing that exists in the nearby lake, ponds, and especially the Rapid River, which starts at Middle Dam on Lower Richardson, just a few hundred yards from the camp. From here, the river flows some 6 miles to Lake Abagog on the Maine-New Hampshire border and serves as home to a population of wild native brook trout that has existed here since the last ice age. Landlocked salmon share the river and grow to trophy size, which only adds to the rapids' allure among fly fishermen.
So Maine general season, April 1st to the end of September, the Rapid River falls into that. So as soon as our season opens, April 1st, the river fishes well. Usually lower flows because we're still dealing with ice out on the lake. The lake still has ice that time of year. So lower flows, first month of April, first few weeks, and that's when our fishing season starts. April, May, June, and then our river warms up quite a bit and we see a lot more smallmouth bass at the end of June. Nymphing, dry flies, streamers, very bug heavy river, but they love the smelts, the alewives, any little dace getting kicked down through the dam. It's a great fishing river in the spring.
Guests at Lakewood can fish the river on their own if they wish, as I did on my first evening there, choosing the section just below Middle Dam as a good place to start. Plus, the dam is within easy walking distance of the camp, close enough for guests to hear the dinner bell. Since I was fishing at the tail end of the prime spring season, I wasn't too optimistic. However, on my second cast, I hooked a brook trout, followed by a landlocked salmon. While these weren't the monsters for which the rapid is famous, I was pleased. Yet nothing could have prepared me for the experience I enjoyed the next day when I fished with local guide Will Baxter.
I look at the Rapid River in three parts. So you got the upper part from Middle Dam to the head of the pond in the river, and that's, whether it be a few 100-yard walk from camp or a mile down to the lower part where it dumps into the pond. Then you've got the pond and the river itself, a little bit longer of a walk, and then we've got Lower Dam, and that's, I would say, 4 or 5 miles from where we are now, and below Lower Dam you've got 5-6 miles of river to fish. And those three parts, the upper section, the pond, and the lower section, all walking distance. The lower river's a long day to walk, but at Lakewood, we got shuttle vehicles, so we'll drop you off at Lower Dam, we'll pick you up at a certain time. Same with Middle Dam, we'll drop you off, pick you up, and we take some of the walking out of it, which is nice.
For Will, the rapid is nothing short of a sacred place, and to fish it is to join a pantheon of legendary Maine anglers and guides.
So I grew up, just camping across the way on Sandbanks campsite on Richardson Lake, and I'd just spin fish the lake. I'd catch a little chub, little trout from shore, maybe a little salmon par, and I always knew with a rapid, looking across the lake, seeing the guys going and fish it, and I would just hound my dad. Teach me how to fly fish. I want to do that. I want to go fish the rapid. So I was probably 10 or 11, and he showed me how to tie flies one winter, showed me how to fly fish the next. So then when we came here in June, I was able to fly fish that river with a couple of gray ghosts I tied myself. And I want to say I was 11 years old and I got my first fish on a fly rod, a little 9-inch Rapid River brookie on a gray ghost I tied myself. And that's, one of the first huge stepping stones as an angler, especially a young angler. I was hooked. I was already hooked, but after that, yeah. The Rapid, I would say, one of my home rivers ever since then. So to be guiding on it now is just, it's full circle. I'm right where I want to be.
It was early afternoon when we arrived at Lower Dam, named for an obsolete structure that was removed in 2005. Today, the remains of the former dam channel water into ideal holding spots for trout and salmon.
You got the old Lower Dam, they took it down in 2007, 2008, because it was pretty much decrepit, falling apart. But you've got all the old remnants of it. You got a bunch of rebar, bunch of old wood, same of in the runs as well. You see this wood down here? We're still gonna be fishing all these runs coming off the dam. There's fish in every one of these currents, and you can see how much it just plummets down. Drops off quick. We got all the boulders, all the cover. A lot of snags down there though too.
The rapid's exceptional water quality means its trout and salmon have plenty to eat. And we were fortunate to encounter a hatch of large alder caddis. Also evident on the trees, grass, and rocks were stoneflies of every size, plus an insect I had never encountered before.
Yeah, what is that? Is that a caddis?
Those are Dobson flies.
Oh.
Yep. Those hatch from a helgramite.
Oh, no kidding. Do the trout love those?
They like Dobsons probably just as much as stones. They can be selective to them when there's this many bugs though out and about.
Yeah, there's a lot of bugs here, man. I'm digging that.
This time of year, when there's this many bugs in the water, I've seen them refuse naturals.
All of these bugs clearly had the fish in a feeding mood, and we saw several big trout roll and rise as we carefully waded across the old dam to our first casting spot. Will tied on a big caddis imitation, and the results were almost immediate.
come on, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a good trout.
that's a good
man.
trout.
Just try to keep him out of the rocks best you can. If he wants to take a run, let him take line. Get it too far.
Yeah.
Real, keep him out of those shallow rocks, relative high. There you go. Good work.
Woo!
Oh, 16.
All right, probably the dude.
Eyes out, barbless hook.
Oh, perfect, man. Just the way we like it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Beautiful. He's got a stomach on him, man.
Yeah.
Say 15, 16.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Beautiful
take them, man.
Nice job.
Hey, look at that, huh? What beautiful fish, man.
Awesome.
I bet you never get tired of seeing them.
No, I'm a sucker for that. The best part of this area, in my opinion, is the brook trout, wild, native brook trout, and I'm a sucker for a brook trout, man, and that's why I'm always in the Rangeley area. I'm hounding the local rivers, and I'm looking for those big, big brook trout. Some guys have big brook trouts like 14, 16 inches, but when I'm on the river, I'm looking for like the 20, 22s, 24s. I'm looking for those giants. Last year, I got one really close to 24. 2 days ago, I got a 5-pound brookie at 9:30 at night on a big old streamer. So I'd say 22, 23 inches right in there, but I've got a few of them like that. And we're always looking for bigger. The biggest ones always get away. We all know that.
After releasing that first trout and missing a few others, we continue to make our way to the next rock pile, where we switch to a double nymph rig fished below a strike indicator. It seems we could do no wrong.
Got one.
Got one?
Yep.
That's a good fish,
Yeah.
too, man. Keep it tight, man. If he wants to run, you gotta let him take the line, though. That's a nice throw. Oh. So the Rapid River brook trout are known for the super red fins, super red tails, especially the males. This one's a male.
Wow, that is the most gorgeous fish, man. Look at that.
I'm a sucker for it.
As any fisherman knows, some days you simply get lucky, and this was one of those days. And while I was more than content with catching a few fat brookies, a nice salmon decided to provide icing on the cake. If you haven't guessed by now, the vibe at Lakewood Camps is extremely laid back. Guests can choose to fish or not to fish on their own time. In fact, sitting on the porch of your cabin with a cup of coffee is one of life's simple pleasures. Sharing fishing tales around the fire pit or making new friends over dinner is another. The trout are often just a bonus.
Maximum capacity that we see typically is around 30, 35 people, and I'd say that's about the perfect number that we want. You could fill up more if every person was in every bed, but that does take away from, the tranquility of the place. We do provide 3 meals a day. Each mealtime you'll hear our chef, he'll ring that dinner bell quite a bit. He does that so that you can hear it if you're down at the river fishing. So breakfast we do at 7:30 each morning. That's either a buffet style or a to-go style based on our clientele count and what they like. We try to accommodate for everyone. And then lunches, we do bag lunches. That way you don't have to wait on us. Y'all can go and enjoy that river more. And it's not on our time, it's on your time. That's how we want it to be here. Finally, dinner is at 6:30 each day, and we usually provide one of two options, or sometimes when the chef's feeling like something special, we'll do a barbecue buffet or pig roast and things of that such.
Lakewood guests have the option of arriving by boat, as the original sportsmen did in the 1800s, or in their own vehicle, as long as the 15-mile logging road is in good shape. Then there's the float plane option. This mode of transportation offers fast and convenient access to the camp, as well as the ability to fish several remote trout ponds in the area. Sightseeing trips are also available to lodge guests. In mid-September, I returned to Lakewood to sample the fall fishing on the rapid, just before the lower half of the river closed to protect the spawning runs of trout and salmon. The camp was filled with accomplished fly fishermen, including Bernard Ramanouskas, a master in the art of building traditional cane fly rods. His exquisite and painstakingly crafted rods are considered among the finest in the world, highly prized among collectors. But, as Bernard will tell you, his rods are meant to be fished, not hung on a wall.
I started building rods rather than fly fishing after a shoulder injury when I was younger. And I had probably 6 months with free time with nothing to do, and it was always something that it interested me, so I started researching. The first time I did my own rod, and it worked. And then, eventually I made a rod that not only worked, but worked really well. I haven't stopped since.
As mentioned, Bernard's cane rods are meant to be fished, and fish them we did on an off-road adventure with Bernard and Josh Lane, who is learning the art of cane rod building from Bernard. After driving along some questionable dirt roads, we came to a washout that dictated our finding the river on foot, which proved no easy task given the rugged terrain. But we pressed on and arrived at a beautiful stretch of river.
For me personally, I think that bamboo really shines in the lower line weights, 3, 4, and getting into 5 weights. Tight water, dry fly, that's where they really shine. Pulling back from that, graphite will come in where bamboo leaves off. They really start to shine in 5 weight, 6 weight, heavier. The art part, whether it's a guide tying for tomorrow's trip, and it's his fly that he's not going to share and it's going to work, and he cups in his hand when the client sees it. It really is a madness. There's a madness to this sport that's reflected in the people that are really good at it.
While I learned a lot about cane rods on my outing with Bernard and Josh, the fish weren't very active, possibly due to the unseasonably warm fall weather. However, Josh did his best and succeeded in convincing at least one trout to eat his dry fly. Landing it was another matter. During my fall visit to Lakewood Camps, I reconnected with guide Will Baxter, who had his work cut out for him this time around, as he had to shuttle me, cameraman AJ DeRosa, and angler Rick McLaughlin to some isolated sections of the river. Part of this was accomplished via drift boat, which the camp guides have access to at the pond in the river, a few miles below Middle Dam. After loading everything into the boat, we set off through the fog toward a fishy-looking spot where the rapid enters the pond.
That, like right there, that's fine, Tom.
Oh, really? Right here?
Oh yeah, man. You see the seam right to your right?
Uh-huh.
You can be right in that.
Oh, okay.
Eventually we'll work out a little farther.
Like even right close like that?
Yeah, if you get through those rocks, it's a good drift. All right, Tom, I'll be back.
All right.
I get tons of enjoyment out of seeing people catch fish, seeing people learn, and just starting the day, you know, at maybe a different level than they're ending the day. That's my favorite. All trips are a little different, and I love the different aspects of it. You know, whether it's an 11-year-old kid or a 75-year-old, 80-year-old guy who's just trying to get out for the 1 or 2 times a year.
When the first spot failed to produce, Will decided to move downstream to fish a few places below the lower dam, where we had done so well in the spring.
So we call this shower pool, right behind Forest Lodge here. Really good seam. You got a big juice of water coming through the middle. Really defined seam, and it's deep in here. You know, it's 12, 15 feet
Really?
deep now at 350. So imagine when it's a few grand kicking through here. It's really deep. Obviously, we won't be getting to bottom when we nymph. We'll start with some dries, fishing the seam, then we'll go to nymph, then we'll head out of here.
All right.
In one of the pools, Rick finally scored with a brookie that ate his nymph fly.
Nice, man. Nice, dude. Hell yeah, man. He smoked that thing, too.
Even a guide can't hold them. Good job, man. Good job, Rick.
Beautiful. Here he goes. Look at that.
The action that day was slow, but we weren't about to give up. In the late afternoon, Will and I gave it another shot at the outflow of Middle Dam, where we could see several salmon holding near the dam outflow. It turned out to be a good decision.
Just flick it.
You see the first current of water?
Yes, I do.
You want to start it closest to that metal you possibly can.
Okay. Ready?
Yep, you're good.
Oh.
Fish it. Fish everyone.
All right.
All right. On to the next.
One more.
Sure.
Oh, got him.
Nice.
This might be a brookie.
Yeah. Nice job, Tom. One more. Not a bad one. Nice.
Hey, all right.
Nice.
Hey. All right, things are looking up. That's
Yeah.
a nice one, huh?
Beautiful hen, yeah. Really nice halos on that fish. Every week there is something that I'm not forgetting that really just sticks out, whether it be a Lakewood employee jumping out of my drift boat for his own fly rod that got taken off on an eat. Or just, a kid's first day fly fishing, one of his first nymph drifts ever, and he gets like a nice 20-inch brookie. Sets upstream, thinking he's pulling it out of his mouth, slack lines him a bunch on barbless hook, and we still get him to the net, Just a lot of memorable experiences in this river, in this region.
Seem to be like turning on to this fly, like big time,
We've got that fly ate like 6 times.
Can't see it.
Set.
Got him.
Nice. Watch those rocks.
Yep.
Little salmon, but not bad.
Hey, I don't know. We'll take that's not little.
He's all right.
You're so. That is not cool, dude. Yay! Woohoo!
Went for it.
Nice, dude.
Nice, Tom.
That was a good call.
And so ended my 2-part adventure at Lakewood Camps and the Rapid River. And while I didn't land any of the 5-pound brook trout that Will has encountered, the fish I did catch will keep me coming back to this hallowed river in western Maine.